Hello, everyone. Welcome into round number 5 of the 2019 Ride365.com Nationals live here on SYS TV. My name is Kellen Brower. Joining me in the booth tonight, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, 2013 Southwick winner, Andrew Wood. What is up tonight, Wood? How you doing?
Not much. Doing pretty good and ready to see some racing.
We are definitely ready to see some racing here at WW Ranch, the Florida National. Back in Florida for the first time in over 20 years for the national schedule. Headed to this WW Ranch circuit this week. What do you make of the track this week, Wood? How do you think it's going to break down?
So far during the qualifying sessions that everybody's been able to run, I seem to see split opinions. I really like it. It's more my style, a little bit sandy, but some of the guys have really strong opinions, and it's very high speed, so we're going to have to watch out for a lot of opening lap chaos.
Indeed, we will. It's going to be a frantic bit of racing here tonight, and we're, of course, going to start off by taking a look at the qualifying times that led us into racing here tonight. Of course, we're doing the 250 motos first. So we're starting off by looking at the 250 class. Isaiah Dickerson, top qualifier this week. Again, 55.7. Walter Gebhardt, your points leader, on a 55.9. Both of them well ahead of the field as Eaglin's on a 57.2, tied with Tyler Lang at the same exact time. Devin Ryan inside of the top 5 on a 57.3. And the point standings will suggest that this could be a situation where Gebhardt could start stretching this thing out after a bad race from Tyler Lang last week at High Point. Gebhardt took over the points lead. It's only a 4-point gap, but he's been rather dominant over the last couple weeks, has Gebhardt. And the big man to kind of pay attention to is down here, Isaiah Dickerson, who was able to win the second moto at High Point. He now sits 50 points down in the championship, and that's after having 2 DNFs on the season already. So you can imagine if he didn't have those DNFs, he would be in this championship hunt without a doubt. We're going to see how quickly or easily he's able to claw back into the championship chase as we move into the East Coast swing. How do you see that one playing out, Wood? Do you think this looks like it's a series that Gebhardt's going to start running away with, or are these guys still nipping at his heels and going to make things interesting?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that earlier as I saw Dickerson and Gebhardt almost, or like a second and a lap faster than the next person, Tyler Lang, who's second in the championship. And I don't think qualifying times are much to worry about as far as where we're going to finish tonight. I think a lot of the top guys are really close, but the championship, Gebhardt, man, he's already got that pretty big lead against some of the guys who can really push for him. Dickerson, Devin Ryan, Tyler Lang and Sean Klein are still really close, but some of the other guys who are really fast and they're going to be stealing away top 3s in motos, they're not as consistent. So let's see if Dickerson and Ryan, Roy Mitchell, Ben Seberg, all those guys who are kind of 40 points back can put in some consistent motos and gain some ground on Gebhardt, and I think we'll know a lot more after this weekend.
Absolutely. This being kind of the true first East Coast round, I think High Point was a little bit of a wash for everyone. Now that we're on this East Coast swing, it is going to be very interesting to see how these guys attack the tracks, ones that they're maybe a little bit more familiar with. Of course, Paula was the wild card at the beginning of the year that really nobody in this series probably had ever raced before in this game. So these guys are getting maybe a little bit more familiar with tracks moving east, but then obviously WW Ranch is a new one to the schedule as well. So excited to see how the racing plays out tonight. Big shout out, by the way, Anthony Pitchone 127 in chat, dropping the 500 biddies already tonight, getting the action started with a bang. Love to see it. And I think Pitchone's making his pro debut tonight later on in the 450 class, so that'll be cool to see how he does. Either way, we are getting set to go racing here in this 250 class, and I didn't quite get a chance to see. Do we have a consolation race tonight?
We should, unless there's people not here. We have 46 people that have laps and 49 signed up, so we'll see. But probably a 10-person consi-ish.
10-ish people in this consi, so that'll be exciting to see. Again, only 4 riders going through, but sounds like Anthony Pichon in chat letting us know that there is no consi. So I guess we're going right into the motos. 250 moto number 1 will be coming up first. Dickerson, Gebhardt, Lang, Devin Ryan. A lot of guys in this one to try to make things interesting for us. And a championship battle that is still pretty close and might look a lot different after we leave here tonight. So a lot of things definitely we are going to keep an eye on tonight. Ollie41322 saying, yo, 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 how's it going? Going pretty good tonight. I think we're excited to bring the racing action to you guys.
Well, I'm
just excited to see a new track. I don't know about you, A-Wood, but I felt like Muddy Creek was getting a bit stale on the schedule. Not that it's a bad track, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I'm very good there, and I don't know. This one, it doesn't sound as exciting, but it's got a lot of jumps, really flat. So we'll see how it works out in the game. But real life, I really like Muddy Creek, but in sim, it felt kind of stale. I don't think it changes very much. So
yeah, I think that unfortunately this track is not going to be a big step up or anything from Muddy Creek, but it is cool to see something different. I would obviously rather just have like 12 very iconic nationals all mixed in, but this is what we are left with in the modern state of times. It's good to see racing back in Florida too. Hasn't been since '97 at Gatorback since we've been out here.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see it return to Gatorback, a little bit more, I guess, elevation and like history to it. But WW should be a great facility, and they hold lots of races. So I'm really excited for the real life race there too. But some of the flat tracks can have really exciting racing, as we kind of saw at Paula. There's not much, a little bit of man-made, you know, kind of building up what you have. But I think you can still have great racing, just like the MotoGP we had here.
Exactly.
Or
and,
MXGP.
Yeah, this track is based off of that MXGP track as well, so I think it's going to be cool to see just some comparisons to how it raced IRL versus in this game. It's going to be a little bit different this weekend than actual track, but still cool to see just some new, fresh blood on the calendar. Going to pick a versus PC one to watch here. 250 Moto number 1 as we're about to get underway. I am going to go with Trent Adams of the DX3 team. Haven't picked him all year, so I want to pick him now. And we're going to keep an eye on his progress here in Moto number 1. When it's time to get this gate drop started, who you got for this whole shot, A-Wood?
Well, I had the one to watch. The one time I'm prepared. Let me get a quick run.
You were going to pick Devin Ryan again for one to watch, so I had to do something.
No, I wasn't. I was close. Got it. Craig Leak, who is also going to be my one to watch. He's in a good spot, I think.
Craig Leak, I got wheeling down the far inside. Let's see who's going to get the jump out of the gate as we are underway for the Florida National. It's a land rush into that first corner. Wheeling gets collected, and Isaiah Dickerson's going to cross the line first. All the way through this long first corner, he's bringing Roy Mitchell with him. And the Race Tech Whole Shot Award goes to Isaiah Dickerson as he crosses the line first. Mitchell, Gebhardt, all right there in the mix. Through the middle part of this racetrack and out to the outskirts. This is where it gets really fast, really quick. Long back straightaway with some rollers.
Yeah, you got to watch these opening laps with people going down in these fast sections. They seem to tumble all over the place, and it's really hard to avoid. You can make a lot of big moves, but you can also lose it in an instant.
Isaiah Dickerson appearing to have some internet issues there for a quick moment. He went off our screen, but is back on, still in the race lead. Roy Mitchell momentarily assumed the race lead, but Dickerson back to the front, and Mitchell trying to hold tight over your points leader, Gebhardt, who's got to move down the inside.
Yeah, I'm keeping a little look back at Tyler Langs in 16th, had some struggles, was off the track. Devin Ryan, 14th, some of your championship contenders. Sean Klein, P9, who's 3rd in the championship, didn't qualify very well. So, but man, a lot of the top 10 in qualifying and the championship up here, top 10 in the race.
Yeah, a lot of the heavy hitters out front early on, no doubt about that, as Gebhardt was able to get around Mitchell. But the 270 machine not trying to give up yet. He's going back down the inside at the middle section of the circuit and is going to make the pass back on Gebhardt. So Mitchell not folding over whatsoever. Got to watch out for Hubbard on the 42 lurking.
Yeah, he is. That was really nice. Gebhardt pushing it. They're all launching that wall right there to get some extra time, extra speed into the straightaway as well. Roy Mitchell's going to lose the spot to Walter Gebhardt in that left-hander there as Gebhardt comes over the finish line in second.
So Dickerson checks in, leads the first lap of the race. He's got a 2.5-second lead right now over Walter Gebhardt, who did just make that move on Roy Mitchell. Everybody's starting to kind of stretch out this corner a little bit as Gebhardt's trying to open up a small gap on Mitchell. Hubbard there on the 42 is also having a peak.
So Dickerson qualified with a 55.7 to Gebhardt's 55.9. So only 0.2 of a second between these guys' fastest laps. And I know Gebhardt can be kind of a hot lap hero, it seems. So I'm really curious with these guys so close together to see who can kind of hold on, run those laps consistently, and what kind of lap times we'll see here, because the next fastest guy was a 57.2.
Hubbard passes Mitchell, then rocks the quad and gets the pass on Gebhardt, who got hung up in the bales there. So Hubbard up to second. Gebhardt with a mistake drops to fourth.
Yeah, Gebhardt, ooh, stretches that quad out. That's really hard on a 250, and if you case it, can be really harsh. Dickerson down with the lead, goes back to fourth as well as we're talking about that. So now Jacob Hubbard is leading with a train right behind him. Back to
Absolutely.
seventh.
This is a tight-knit battle out front, and with Hubbard going to the lead, he's looking to lead his first lap of the year on that new Britopia ride. Roy Mitchell sticking right in tight there, and also Gebhardt still right in the mix. Dickerson crashing out of the lead, goes back to fourth. Frantic action. These guys trying to open up the track early as Mitchell might have a drive out of this corner, lays it down on the tabletop and gets the power back down. So
Yeah.
Oh man, almost side by side over the wall.
Almost every single person in the top 10 right now is in the top 10 in the championship. But our leader, Jacob Hubbard, if he can hold on right here over the finish line.
Oh, there's near contact, and somehow Hubbard holds on to the lead. Mitchell follows him in.
That was insane, trying different lines. Mitchell kind of hugging inside, Hubbard kind of rounding it out. But Hubbard's not even close to the top 10 in points right now. And he's leading this race and looking like he's done it before. So let's see if he can handle the pressure and stay up here.
All these 250F guys going to that outside line in basically every corner to carry momentum as Hubbard lays down a cheeky little scrub over the anthill. Mitchell going to try to swing wide and get the drive. He may have a good line here down the right side. They're going to go three abreast, and Mitchell's going to take over the lead. Gebhardt goes to second. Anybody going to try the quad? No, they all check up for the triple.
Yeah, Dickerson even casing that triple. They're all favoring this right side early, but as that gets torn up, we might see him switch. This right side seems to be the only one you can quad out, which is what the first two are doing. Third and fourth place, Dickerson not able to hit it. But, man, some insanely close racing for this top four right now.
Yeah, and it's not even over for the lead yet as Mitchell makes a mistake. Gebhardt's peeking down the inside, and he has got it. New leader again. Walter Gebhardt to the front. Dickerson's trying to get Hubbard.
Yeah, Hubbard with a bobble. Dickerson trying to push around him. Mitchell, you talked about these 250s going outside a lot, trying to carry that momentum. If they make any little bobble, it's just a drag race to the next corner trying to steal the spot away. So you're going to see a lot of that between these guys.
Different lines definitely are going to start developing as this race goes on. This track going to get chewed up rather quickly. It is technically a sandy track, sandy base. A little bit more roll resistance in the track this week. So you're going to start seeing some more chop developing into these corners, especially after that pit lane right there. You can already see some big bumps developing. Gebhardt checks in on to lap number 4, new leader again. Mitchell second, Hubbard third, and Dickerson fourth. I want to watch some different battles, but man, these four out front just absolutely going for it. And 4 different manufacturers. You don't see that many much up front in these sim races.
Yeah, I'll kind of peek back there. 59.9 for Gebhardt, Mitchell, and Hubbard with 2:01s. Dickerson with a 2-minute flat. So first and fourth running the fastest lap times last time. So we'll look for Dickerson to try to make some moves up to the front, past these guys in second and third, and get back up to the lead.
Dickerson trying to use an outside on Hubbard. Hubbard also trying to pull alongside Mitchell. They're all tightening up as Gebhardt stretches out a bit of a lead now. They're all tucking to the outside. Does anybody try the quad again? No. All going for the triple. Hubbard railed the quad kind of easily and might have a line here on Mitchell, but it's going to end up with the wrong timing.
Mitchell's probably going to get him coming to this corner. Oh, can't stick it. Man.
Pushing
That's
too
tricky.
hard. Yeah, trying to triple out and pull alongside. Just couldn't quite get it. It actually seemed as though Hubbard made that inside happen a little bit faster. Not sure if Mitchell made a small bobble or not, but it's first to seeing somebody try that line, and it looks to be almost a little bit better.
Yeah, I think they're looking to quad to that inside. Mitchell, it's kind of slightly off camber down that landing, which is also kind of harsh, and then you're entering into a sand section, so it's kind of a lot of things working against you at once. You have to have it all dialed in, or else it can be kind of rough.
Could be rough indeed. So it's Gebhardt now pulling out a little bit of a gap over Hubbard, and Dickerson losing a little bit of ground to that battle, so he's still sitting back in third. Sean Klein has charged up to fourth, so another one of our championship contenders in this one. Klein enters tonight 15 points down in the championship and third in the standings. Already up to P4, and he has almost been a non-factor in this series since winning the Hangtown opener. Trying to get the ball rolling again is the number 10 machine.
Yeah, checking lap times that next time by. Another 59.2 by Gebhardt, just trying to stretch it out. Hubbard 2:01, Dickerson 2-minute flat. Next fastest lap time was Devin Ryan, who just fell after the finish line, lost a lot of spots with a 2-minute flat. And man, goes back to ninth, but he's trying to clean up those first motos and help his overalls out here so he can be more of a factor in the championship.
Tyler Lang, winner at Colorado, second in the championship. As we run right now, is putting the pressure on Roy Mitchell. Split lines again. Oh, Lang lays it down on exit.
Laying down Phil Bull and Jacob Warden, having an insanely close battle coming up to the anthill. Now they're trying to drag race up to try to catch up to Lang, who just laid it over, but Lang does not want to let, he's only 4 points down in the championship. He does not want to let Gebhardt get these points, even from this moto. It's only 3 points, but everything helps.
Yeah, Warden trying to cheeky out to inline to get Phil Bull. It's not going to work, but he did get pretty close. It seems like these guys could utilize that line to just kind of make an aggressive block pass at the end of the rhythm lane.
Yeah, 100%, but man, it almost seems like there's certain lines where you can kind of take anything in the corner and be even, but sometimes where you kind of need to like just leave each other alone and get that drive through the next section.
And so far it seems like these guys have done a pretty good job of that as Mitchell just laid it down. He is going to get passed by 3 guys as Devin Ryan also got around in the background.
Gebhardt with another 59 crossing the finish line in first. Dickerson trailing Jacob Hubbard with an insane scrub coming into the mechanics area. Looking fast. Actually lost ground there.
Well, Dickerson just made the pass on Hubbard. Last time we were taking a look at them, it was different positions there. So Dickerson now up to second.
Yeah, Hubbard, I guess, just stayed close, and towards the end of that lap, he looked like he was on one, so. But he was pretty close, not holding off, and I'm trying to look where he is in the championship. If he's even scored points?
I don't believe we've seen much of Hubbard this year. First time I saw him was in the Grand Prix earlier this week.
Not in the 250 motocross standings, but qualified 8th.
Strong third early on for Hubbard. Dickerson has made the move and is starting to open up that gap, but they still have a lot of time to work with over Sean Klein. And Klein bringing Lang with him. Different options in the split. Klein actually made a small mistake, and I think that's going to allow Lang to close down the gap even more.
Yeah, Lang still goes for that quad out, actually loses some time there, casing up on that. This sand section right here, the sweeper, man, some people can just carry so much momentum, and gain so much time as Lang does not. Loses over half a second through that little sand section.
Yeah, on board with Lang right now to kind of peek out the track development thus far. It's not getting too choppy yet.
Yeah, let's see. He's going to go inside a little bit rougher. The outside's really high speed, but forms up nice. I want to take a peek at the left-hand 180 after the mechanics area.
These guys coming down to it. Lang pushing the envelope has closed it down again onto Klein.
Hard inside on the brakes, staying slow.
2:02.4 and a 2:02.4, so matching each other lap time wise are Lang and Klein in this battle for fourth.
Gebhardt just 2-minute 0.4 makes I see him getting up from a little fall right now in first, but just slowly stretching the lead. Second place 2:06, third place 2:11. So these guys in third, fourth, and fifth and sixth, they're just gonna slowly come up if these guys keep having bad laps.
It seems to me like the track doesn't really have anything yet that's reaching up and biting these guys and causing some crashes. Not yet halfway, so that can obviously change, but right now the track seems to be pretty dialed in for these guys.
Yeah, if you're watching Lang, I think it might be some of these guys stretching out. The right side of this section gets a little bit rough. Exiting into the rollers, not too much, and kind of the braking bumps coming into the sand if you want to keep an eye on him. As he avoids these guys, they're all going right to left right here, sweeping into this, and he's opting to go to the smooth line, which is pretty smart in my opinion, but and then hops back into that inside, which is sketchy. He blows it, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of really choppy entrances that are like really heavily trafficked in the sandy section. I like the way Lang is riding this track right now.
Yeah, he's got some good flow. He's a couple sections pushing the envelope, like you said, and making small mistakes, which is preventing him from catching Klein.
Yeah, and a couple slowing down more than I expected him to, or maybe taking lines. I feel like this left side is probably the next safest thing to just kind of putt in there, but maybe not as fast as he makes a mistake, laying it over in the tight U-turn. Dickerson's going to actually get back by.
So yeah, Dickerson now in this mix, him and Hubbard both went down because Klein is pushing all over the back of Hubbard. They just actually made contact. There's the battle for second suddenly as Dickerson has dropped back to fourth. He has his teammate Lang right on him. This isn't helping anybody's case, though, that Gebhardt is just stretching out a huge lead.
Yeah, man, watching these guys try to rail these outsides, they're switching up, trying to hit outsides to carry momentum, but they have to, like, rail these tiny little ruts. It's not building up too big, man. Tyler Lang with a nice line. Dickerson stretching the quad. They're all splitting the outside, two inside.
How does it work out? I don't think anybody's going to make a pass, but it did actually seem like Dickerson closed a little bit on Klein by the end of that.
Yeah, Tyler Lang actually closed on him, and then Dickerson made a mistake in the corner, so Dickerson's going to go back to fifth.
So it's a bit of a yo-yo going on in this battle as Hubbard blows the line. Klein's going to go by. Oh, that battle's not over yet. Hubbard trying to get a move, but slides out. Just barely going to clear over that double, or else he surely would have lost the spot to Tyler Lang, and then Lang slides out.
Yeah, that section is really rough. It looked like Lang was playing it almost too safe, and you go somewhere you don't know. And it kind of comes up to bite you. Putting around the outside, Dickerson to the inside. Let's see if that'll gain any time for him. Loses a little bit.
Meanwhile, Hubbard trying to put the pressure on Klein almost went up and over the bars. Dickerson still lurking.
Hubbard going way outside. Dickerson as well. Hubbard over.
Blows out the rut. Hubbard up and over. Gonna go all the way from third back to sixth. or fifth, I should say. As Lang moves to fourth, Dickerson is now third, and Klein is up to second. They are a long ways behind Walter Gebhardt, who is already in and out of the middle section.
It looked like me at milestone.
Gebhardt opening up a huge lead. And all these guys basically just try to settle it for second at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 26 seconds, Gebhardt's stretching it a little bit as well, but every new track I feel like we get, you never know what's going to reach up and bite someone, and these guys are really good at hot laps and they're pretty consistent, but how many times nobody's really ridden the track this rough, and it's only going to get rougher for the next 15 or so minutes. So
Lang almost pulls alongside his teammate Dickerson. Oh, and he might have a line. They nearly come together. They do come together. Lang slides out. Wow, what a 360 save right there.
For sure, saved by that new little update. I feel like reducing the front end lock, helping out a little bit with those weird contacts, but nice for him. Hopefully he can stay in the battle and try to get back up there.
That seemed weird. It almost looked like the front end lock was just delayed. Like they made contact and then he was going up the hill and then it happened.
Yeah, it did seem kind of weird. I know the steering stabilizer disable is 33% decrease for contact like that, so kind of helping out. I hope it really helps out with battles. Might even need it a little bit more, but we should be able to see some closer racing. People trying to push the envelope a little bit more. Dickerson's kind of making mistakes here in third. Not catching Klein. Gebhardt with mistakes the last lap. Lost 7 seconds of his lead.
Trying to go back through the field and see if we see any real battling going on. Not much.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty spread
Tyler
out.
Lang down at fourth. Loses the spot to Hubbard. Almost Kevin Gonzalez, who we haven't even talked about all race on BPC, moves up into fifth place. Great ride by him.
Yeah, Gonzalez actually just finished on the podium for the first time in his career earlier this week at the RFGP of France. Was able to go 4-3 for third overall. And now has been charging forward this entire moto. Just got by Lang, who went down.
And Tyler Lang in sixth place. Coming back up into fifth right now, but he's 4 seconds down in the championship, and he really needs to minimize the damage that Gebhardt's doing in this moto, because they still have a second one to go through, and he's losing a lot right now.
Yeah, it's just doing nobody any favors right now that Gebhardt has taken this thing by storm. It is very spread out at the front. Gebhardt a massive lead. Just trying to methodically pick off lappers as we have just hit the 20-minute mark of the moto. So we'll go ahead and do a really fast top 10 rundown, and this one is brought to you by folks at Racetech Suspension, who also brought you our Racetech Whole Shot Award. Walter Gebhardt leads for Prestige Worldwide on the 13. Sean Klein is second for Evergood on the number 10. Third is Isaiah Dickerson for MV Films on the number 25. Fourth was Hubbard. He's going to lose that. Tyler Lang goes up into fourth. Dickerson's teammate on MV Films on the number 18 ride is now in P4. P5 belongs to Hubbard, though. Rotopia's number 42 rider. Kevin Gonzalez sits sixth for BPC on the 53. Seventh for Phil Bull on the 22 Team Volca machine. Roy Mitchell is up into eighth for Whipstyle on the 270. Ninth for Eagland on the Tiger Designs number 20. And P10 right now is Brandon Holmes. No team, privateering it out here. But he rocks the number 148 machine and putting it inside of the top 10. He's holding off Jacob Warden, who's running 11th. Devin Ryan is here in 12th. 13th for Dylan Copeland. 14th for Brett Powers, so Donut MX up inside of the points. He's holding off Dalton Plessinger, who is in 15th. 16th for Seth Garrett. 17th is Bryce Whelan. 18th are versus PC1 to watch Trent Adams. DX3. 19th is Tyler Sylvia. And 20th right now is former winner in this class, Craig Leake. He is having a rough moto and actually is getting lapped right now by the looks of it. Or about to, at least.
Yeah, he is. I was going to point out, Devin Ryan, I kind of, not a one to watch, but I wanted to see how he does in the first motos. Seems to have problems. His start was decent, but he just hasn't climbed like I feel like he should. And P12, and I'm sure he's going to be running somewhere in the top 5 in the second moto. That just seems how he does. So I kind of want to keep an eye on that for myself, because I told him before the race, like, you just got to get those first motos figured out in your starts, and you could be a lot tighter in this championship. So,
well, if there's any indication, earlier this year, finished 21st in one moto and then was running top 5 basically the entire second moto. So finishing 12th is almost an improvement. Maybe he'll go out and just flat win the second one.
yeah, this might be one of his best first motos I've seen so far. So kind of curious to see what he can do, but looking forward to second motos as well for some more of this battling.
Jacob Hubbard has slowly dropped anchor a little bit here. He's lost touch up the road with Gonzalez and Phil Bull. Now he's trying to hold off Colby Eagland, who's just been kind of lurking here this entire moto. Eagland 2:05.1 to a 2:23.5 out of Hubbard last time by, so Hubbard definitely making several mistakes.
Definitely dropping the anchor there. Eagland is 5th in this championship, so he's not doing too bad here. Gaining points on Devin Ryan behind him, and where's Seberg at? Is he racing this week?
I don't believe Ben Seberg is here tonight.
He's 6th in the championship, tied with Roy Mitchell. I was looking for him earlier, as we have Gebhardt go down after the roller the quad section. So Klein's gap might come closer to 12 seconds. This race is not over, and Klein's been staying pretty consistent. So
just watching Colby Eagland still trying to work on Jacob Hubbard, and you can definitely see this track is getting a little bit more chewed up now.
yeah, more chewed up. It seemed like there was an inside and outside line before. Now it seems like we're kind of getting 2 to 3 or 3 to even 4 lines in every corner instead of just 1 to 2. So it's getting pretty interesting watching these guys change up their lines.
Let them switch to the far inside in the split. And Eagland actually losing touch a little bit with Hubbard now. Although Hubbard just went down, so there goes Eagland on by. Gonzalez and Lang still together. As you said, Gebhardt a couple mistakes, so Klein and Dickerson trying to close it down. But our closest battle inside of the top 5, definitely this Gonzalez-Lang battle, and they're trying to weave through some lap traffic. Lang just got into Carter Wells. Oh, and he almost underflipped out of it.
That was so sick, almost.
I'm not sure what happened there. I saw Wells getting up from a crash, and I think he was just trying to get to the top of the hill, and Lang had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it doesn't... I don't even know where he went. Man, Lang goes off the track in 5th. Phil Bull might be able to make... No, not making the pass, but these guys are pretty close. Dickerson's closing up 4 seconds to Sean Klein, who's only 15 seconds behind our leader, Gebhardt. So, man, these last 10 minutes, we'll see what happens here. Smaller gaps than we've had all race in the top 3.
Yeah, slowly tightening up a little bit. I think we're still waiting for maybe one big moment to happen.
Yeah, I've seen 2 so far from Gebhardt, but he's been able to stretch it out before he has those, and they don't affect him as much. But as you see, his 2:13 last lap compared to his 1:59.2 fastest. If he has any more of those in this, the closing moments of this moto, it can definitely have huge effects on this finish.
Work around a couple bit of lap traffic here. Seth Garrett on the 808. Gebhardt hopping in behind him. That was a little bit closer than I thought it would be. Whoa, Garrett, yard sale. Gebhardt able to go by though. Seems like there's almost like a notch right at the end of this pit straight. These guys get the speed up, and right as they get on the braking zone, there's like a big dip. Just catching a couple guys out.
Yeah, I think it just kind of gets a little bit worse. There's maybe one more of the braking bumps that's a little bit harsher, and maybe in 450, 250 you can kind of see it. The guys will try to carry a higher gear in there and kind of get a double rhythm through it instead of getting caught out by trying to like blitz those bumps into that rut. But it's kind of hard to see on the 250s, I feel like.
So nothing really going on inside of our top 5.
No, Gebhardt. Oh. Goes down, doesn't fall off the bike though in first place.
Yeah, hung up there with our versus PC one to watch Trent Adams, who's getting passed right now by Craig Leak by the looks of it. I think they're battling just inside of the top 20. It definitely did close it down a little bit more. But I was about to say there was a battle going on. Roy Mitchell and Phil Bull are going at it over the finish line jump. Bull trying to keep that line nice and tight. Mitchell's going to go all the way down the inside and see if he can shut the door on Phil Bull. Oh, that didn't work. And Hubbard's going to go on by. Pretty interesting. It seems like these guys are getting, I don't want to call it lucky, but some of the saves they're having have been pretty incredible thus far. Saw Lang 360 out of a scrub. Mitchell just high-sided and just bounced right back up.
Yeah, I just want to point out that this lead battle has come down to 9 seconds, which is the slowest so far. Dickerson's dropped back on that. But we do have this crazy battle right here with Phil Bull, Jacob Hubbard, and Roy Mitchell. That's heating up.
Different split options. Let's see if Hubbard's able to make this work, or maybe Mitchell gets a pass on him. Hubbard's going to try to quad off the top. Not going to get all the way over, though, and Mitchell's going to close right back on him.
Yeah, hits that triple, keeps it smooth. Let's see who can carry the momentum through this sand sweeper right here. See if any different lines.
Oh, that inside line is so deep. Those guys are really tiptoeing their way through it on exit.
Yeah, and Roy took a outside kind of heading into it, but then they all funneled back to the inside, and man, this is close.
Yeah, Hubbard has suddenly closed right back up to Phil Bull.
And they're catching up to Eaglin in front of him, who had a tiny little mistake dabbing his foot in the corner before him. Or, yeah, Phil Bull's catching up to Colby Eaglin.
Roy Mitchell just made a small mistake, so he's not exactly right on the battle anymore, but Hubbard trying to scrub it down by the mechanics area, might have an inside line. See if he tucks all the way in and makes it work. Oh, side by side on exit. Bull's going to go to the top. Hubbard around the outside, and it's still side by side nearly over the finish line jump. Hubbard with a dual whip, and he goes down.
Yeah, Hubbard double whipped. Roy Mitchell wasn't in that one this time, but man, still gets the spot from that. That's terrible from him. That was some great battling between those three.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth going on for sure. Taking a peek back out front. Gap stabilized now. And 2-lap board coming out next time by for your race leader, Walter Gebhardt. Klein has just been holding steady. Dickerson has been able to do nothing with him.
Yeah, Klein's been holding steady. Gebhardt's been has been running faster lap times, except for when he's falling, but 14 seconds, 2 laps. We're at 2 laps to go. Still scaring me because he's been making a lot more mistakes later on. Klein's just kind of chugging along.
And he does still have lap traffic to get through. It is not going to be clean track for these last 2 laps. Going to take probably about a whole lap to get to him, but there's still 3 lappers up ahead that he's going to have to go around.
Wow, but still runs at 2:02 that last lap, which is really fast compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, it does seem like some parts of this track got rougher, and some are almost like in their prime still. These guys are able to really charge into the corners and not get too thrown off by the roughness.
Yeah, it's almost, I think they might have used like 2 different like track surfaces. I know for sure we've got the really sandy spots, but as far as the road goes. It's kind of nice to see, though. There's kind of spots where you can still carry your momentum, like they're not ripped as deep, but some that are like crazy. So the whole track's not completely treacherous. You kind of have to pick and choose your battles. Gebhardt's lead was down to only 5.2. I don't know what happened there with Gebhardt, but Klein's 5.8 now. Uh-oh.
This is definitely going to tighten up here with about a lap and a half left to go. There is the gap on camera right there. Klein has brought this thing down after a couple more mistakes from your race leader. Ooh, Bryce Whelan went down just in front of Klein. He had to check up.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on Gebhardt. It seems like he's kind of pushing right now, trying to get that lead back out where I feel like he should just be playing it safe. Klein's kind of looked the same all race, just kind of chugging along, so.
Well, we're going to have one lap left to go to see how it plays out. Gebhardt coming down by the mechanics area one more time. He's about to put Tyler Sylvia on the 197 C4 Designs machine a lap down.
Swipe from mine, as I said.
8.4 seconds, that's within a fall off, so he's got to really play it safe here.
White flag goes out. Gebhardt going to try to bring this thing home and will extend his championship lead if he does so.
211, Dickerson off track in third, not too far behind as well. Playing it safe with the lappers. Klein, 7 seconds to Gebhardt. Gebhardt's still pushing though.
I think it really comes down to that big mistake one more time from Gebhardt. Will it happen, or does he have this thing under control?
It's only a game.
We'll see. He's still, God, some of the entry speed he's carrying into these corners. He's just scaring me, or launching some of these balls, but it's worked out so far for him as he stretches that lead out to 9.3.
Holy cow, Pin 66, aka Zach Dupuis, dropping 5 gifted tier 1 subs in chat. So welcome to the SYS VIP Club. Midget Warrior 1, Static KX3, Bear Gaming, Lunch Money, and Krenny E23. Glad to have you guys aboard. Be sure to drop a fat in chat. Let us know your subscribers are here tonight.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Zach. Man, as that's going on, Gebhardt's just absolutely shredding out here.
Yeah, a couple corners left to go. And barring disaster at this point, Gebhardt looks to have this thing just about wrapped up.
Let's see, he's got 3 turns to go, 8.1 seconds between him and Klein. Dickerson 10 seconds in third behind that. Still, he's just pushing, still launching the stuff.
Down by the mechanics area. Into the final couple of corners, and Walter Gebhardt puts on a clinic in Florida for moto number 1. He will win the opening moto at WW Ranch with a triumphant victory, extends his points lead. Sean Klein going to bring it down and pick up second, so much needed return to the front of the field for Klein, who sits third in the championship. Dickerson's got third all locked up. Gonzalez is trying to hold off Lang, and Lang's charging.
Lang's blowing some ruts, trying to make some moves. Gonzalez is going to have to make a mistake as well. Man, Lang is pushing, and he goes down. He knew he had that space behind him to fill Bull in 6, so he was just going for it. But
behind them, Eaglin's still trying to go after Phil Bull. They just put Zoe Cross a lap down. Eaglin trying to swing way wide and get a drive, but Bull hanging tight over the tabletop. This is actually going to be pretty close. Look at Eaglin charging into the wall and launches out to flat, almost gets alongside Bull as they come down the pit straight. Final corner, Bull doesn't have a line. Look at Eaglin around the outside, then cuts back to the inside. Bull's going to try to get it down to the line, and Eaglin makes that pass happen. Crosses the line in 6th, beats Bull. Wow.
Man, that was 0.3 seconds between them. That was a crazy finish. I like the switching up of lines. We got Roy Mitchell coming in 8th with good friend Devin Ryan behind him, 9. So Devin was able to make a little bit of moves and not hurt himself too much, but we got Brandon Holmes rounding out the top 10 coming to the finish here.
Yeah, going to crack the top 10 for the first time in his pro career right here. So a nice job by Holmes on the 148. He looks pretty stoked about that one. Jacob Warden also having a really strong ride in 11th. He'll be pretty pumped on that for sure. Hubbard probably disappointed to drop this deep in the field, but still picks up 12th. Copeland across the line 13th. And Brett Powers, Donut MX, having a solid ride out here on his own merit, crosses the line in 14th. Last guy on the lead lap, as Tyler Sylvia, as we mentioned, went a lap down. Bryce Whelan was 16th, 17th for Seth Garrett, 18th Carter Hutcherson, 19th for Hunter Braun. And 20th was our versus PC one to watch, Trent Adams. So he was able to pick up 1 point out of this moto. Let's take a look. Did cuts change anything? Doesn't appear to be the case. Gebhardt still your Moto 1 winner. 5-minute break coming up. Funny to see all these people in chat. They're changing their setup a little bit here.
Oh, yeah.
Phil Bull, Jet Wisdom, Kyle Howard, Neil Fitzpatrick, all these guys changing their setups. That's the new thing with the new snapshot, is it tells everybody when they change their setups, and apparently it tells you what in their setup they changed, because each thing has like a code to it.
Yeah, it just kind of runs through, so you can tell if like someone changes like their gearing. You'll see it pop up with a setup change, and then all the dashes and like a G for whatever they change. So. All
right. Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, with race 1 in the books, this is where kind of chill a little bit, have a little 5-minute break, open it up to chat if anybody has questions for Andrew Wood or I. Let us know.
What I wanted to look at was Kevin Gonzalez's 4th place finish. And I'm having trouble getting it up here on the site. But his overalls haven't been that amazing. I don't know about moto finishes, but I feel like this might be his best finish so far this year.
It does seem like that would be the case, because as you're right, it's not been overall the best finishes for him, but he did a podium earlier this week and against pretty similar competition, so he's obviously feeling it a little bit.
Yeah, it's the 4th overall this week and 4th overall last week in the GPs, but in the outdoors he went 18, 14, 7, 9. That's what the site's showing, so good job for him getting a solid 4th.
I'm just trying this track, man. I'm kind of mesmerized from the camera. It doesn't actually look that bad, but on the track, there's some roughness to this thing.
Yeah, I should probably take a lap and see what it's going to be like later on. Yes, that was Moto 1. From Alex Efforts, Kellen, thoughts on the MXGP 2019?
The game, like the new gameplay that came out today, or the actual real life season?
Pretty sure game.
Yeah, so the game looks... I'm actually kind of a little excited for it, because I know a lot of people were saying, oh, it's just going to be MXGP Pro rebranded, and all they're doing is adding track editor and a couple more user interface options. That'll be cool for sure too, but a lot of people were just saying it's MXGP Pro rebranded. What I saw in the gameplay today was it seems like the pace of the game slowed down a little bit again, kind of like it did for Monster Energy Supercross 2, where you do actually have to get stopped for your corners and like think about your lines a little bit instead of just throw it in without caution. They were playing as Tim Geiser on Trentino, and it really did seem like a lot more natural, I guess. Maybe I'm looking into it a little bit too much, and when you actually play it and feel it in your hands, it'll feel different, but I definitely liked what I saw today more so than I was expecting. So we'll see how it goes. I am really excited to see the track editor though and how that plays out. Like, what options are they going to give us? Are we only going to be able to build flat tracks, or can we build on hilly terrains and stuff like that? Obviously, it's really cool that we have the track editor in Monster Energy Supercross, but those are obviously just Supercross tracks. So what are we going to be able to do for outdoors? It's going to be really interesting.
Have you, I wanted you to take a look at after the rollers with the split kind of jump out at the top with the quad out, I don't know, after the split section.
Uh-huh.
Like, that landing of that is pretty gnarly. I think we saw Roy Mitchell go down there. I don't know if you want to go over and kind of take a peek at it, but if you're not like in the rut kind of heading into it, then I feel like you're kind of screwed, like getting into that inside rut.
Yeah, let me, I'm almost there, so let me see. I'm going to try to do the quad outline here. Oh, kick.
It's kind of rough. It was kind of tricky for me. One thing kind of look forward to is you can also quad out from the left low line.
I see what you mean by it's a little off
450.
camber on landing though, and it is getting pretty rough down that inside.
Yeah, see how like if you kind of hit the brakes, you wouldn't be able to stick it into the inside unless you landed over there? So that's pretty gnarly.
Getting a little choppy on landing too. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Zach, about like the floatiness, but again, that's not dissimilar to what it was like in MXGP Pro. Like, you were not connected to the ground whatsoever. You just floated over stuff, and the ruts didn't really make a difference. We haven't had like a true like you're in the ground and the ruts matter type of game since MXGP 3. The new Monster Energy Supercross game and MXGP Pro were a lot floatier, I guess is the right word, for ground physics.
Yeah, I haven't really liked their takes on those. It kind of, I don't know, it's hard for me to keep trying to play them and get interested when the physics feel so kind of arcadey to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely wanting more a simulated game for sure, but I totally get why they have to keep it arcadey. I mean, like the biggest thing that I can hit home about it is like, we all as motocross enthusiasts love like the racing side of those games and all that stuff like that, but when I have like my niece over or my cousins or whatever, and they're all pretty young, and turn on my PlayStation downstairs and ask them what they want to play. If we load up Monster Energy Supercross or if we load up MXGP ATV All Out, it's always like, let's go do free ride, let's do monster trucks, let's do this, let's do that. Like, they don't give a crap about the racing, so they have to keep it light and easy to play for people like them so that really they can get all audiences involved.
Yeah, and that's all pretty fun. Let's see, a question. Why is Mountain Dew spelled MTN, but you say it is Mountain?
Just how it goes, man. I don't know. Kind of like Josh Hansen's company, LVN 100, Livin' 100. You just kind of connect the dots, I guess.
It's a terrible question. I just wanted to ask you it. Mountain, MTN is an abbreviation for mountain. Like, why do you say Dr. Pepper?
Well, the actual abbreviated version of mountain though is MT, but like usually that's for mount.
Yeah, I feel like MTN works.
Yeah. The Mountain Dew though, the MTN DEW is a totally new design to their logo. They used to actually have like a weird kind of swished mountain, and then Dew was in the corner.
Yeah.
So. Mount Dew sounds wrong. MT Dew, Mount Dew.
Mountain? Mountain?
Mountain? Say it like you're from Boston. We got some Mountain Dew.
How do I say mountain?
Well, it doesn't sound like you're saying T, I think is what he's saying. It sounds like you're just saying mountain? Mountain?
I feel like I say the T but not the I, like the AI.
Technically speaking, if you were to enunciate, it'd be mountain.
Yeah. That's how my sister kind of says like buttons. She says like buttons.
Butt
And
tons?
she's like a genius. She's
They're
older
two different
too,
words,
but
like BUT space TON, butt tons.
yeah. So I feel like I don't know. I feel like that's the weird. I feel like around Cali, people say like mountain, like I don't know.
Now that
Mount
you say, now that
I don't know.
now that Alex Efforts brought it up and I hear you saying it,
Oh,
it
God.
does kind of sound funny. You just say mountain.
Mountain. Morning.
Morning.
Is this the race?
This is the race. It is time to
Oh,
go
God.
racing here. Race number 2 from WW Ranch. It's the
Wheeling.
Florida National. Who's gonna get the Racetech.com whole shot?
Hoping Wheeling. Good
Wheeling.
technique. Good jump.
Into the corner first is Wheelan, and I think he took down one of the top guys out of the gate, but well, it seems like everybody's up here actually. Tyler Lang trying to get it from him down the inside. But whole shot award goes to Wheelan. We got Lang up here, Copeland, Sean Klein, Gebhardt, and Dickerson, all of your heavy hitters out front.
Devin Ryan as well. He said he needed those. Dylan Copeland goes down, scrubbing the jump, gets hit. Pile up's going to start.
It actually looked like Gebhardt scrubbed across Copeland and took him down. Copeland was straight up and down there just trying to avoid him. So
Oh, man.
cross jump action.
Devin Ryan moves up into fourth. I kind of mentioned earlier, he's got really bad starts normally, first moto especially, but let's see what he can do from this fourth place start.
Wheelan just cased the quad out front and loses the lead, and also no longer has testicles, so he's just going to be kind of high pitch for a lap or two right now.
And Gebhardt right on Dickerson, right on Devin Ryan. These guys are wheel to wheel entering the sand section.
Lang to the lead. This is going to be interesting to see how this splits up, because with all of our heavy hitters out front, overalls are all over the board right now. In fact, I think maybe Klein is in line for the overall. Although,
Yeah, we see Devin Ryan off the track, but Klein with a 3-3,
2-3.
maybe 2-3.
Although Gebhardt won 5 right now. Oh, Lang down though, and new
Lang
leader
down.
is Wheelan.
Almost gets into Dickerson. Gebhardt doesn't even get the table, just wheelies across it, but
Yeah, and Devin Ryan went by him too. See Alana Salas peeking in the background as everybody tucks to the inside. Again, another fresh racetrack, so these guys almost kind of don't know what to do.
man, it's going to be whoever can make the first mistake. These guys are just following so close. This track hasn't really broken down into too many lines, so I feel like they're all going to be kind of funneling into one at first, but someone's got to branch out. Someone's got to do something different, because if someone makes a mistake in your rut, you're all going down.
This is exactly what I expected Wheelan to do in the first Moto 2, is whole shot and lead for a little bit. He's so good at the starts. And it seems like when he gets bad starts, he has a tough time working through the field. Doing a good job holding the lead. Battle for second. Klein and Dickerson going bar to bar down the straightaway. Gonna go bar to bar up over the triple. Look at Dickerson, tries to go for the quad, and he gets it.
Full commitment. He knows he has it. Lang's going to try out the right side. The right side might be a little bit faster early if you can get the quad. Dickerson's pushing it. Lang wasn't able to.
All these guys really close together. Is Devin Ryan right behind Lang. Gebhardt landing off the table as well. Six-pack up front.
Pace is insane right now. These guys are just pushing as hard as they can. Wheeling kind of blows the inside. It's not really broken in from what they just rode. Dickerson's going to come right up behind him. See if he can swoop this line a little bit wider, carry more speed.
Tyler Lang putting a bunch of pressure on Sean Klein too, as Dickerson might be trying to go for the lead.
They're all going to funnel onto the outside. Gebhardt's the only one back in sixth, switching it up into the inside. It does lose him over half a second, but I don't know. Maybe it's worth it to not follow those guys.
Dickerson putting all kinds of heat on Bryce Wheelan right now. And these six riders out front are just nose to tail.
Pace is insane. Look how close their lap times are. 2 minutes and 2:01s, all of them. A little bit of shuffling, but all so close. Wow, Bryce Whelan shredding those rollers. Dickerson as well, throwing down a scrub. All funneling into the outside right now, still carrying the momentum.
Dickerson was able to make the pass last lap right up here on Sean
All
Klein.
of them.
Let's see if he makes it work this time on Whelan out front. He's going to go wide, and Whelan makes a small mistake. Dickerson blows right on by and into the race lead. Dickerson to the front. Let's see if he's able to get away. Everybody funneling to that outside in.
Next two guys going inside. Nobody pushing that quad. That's a real stretch on a 450 or on a 250.
Ooh, Whelan with a hard case allows Klein to get right up to his back tire, and Lang's still right there as well. Gebhardt now the lone man back there in 5th, as Devin Ryan has made a small mistake and lost that position.
Klein getting right up on the rear wheel of Whelan as he blows that corner for the 2nd lap in a row. Klein switching up from outside to inside right there.
Oh, 3 riders in the air, so close together there. Klein, a small mistake. Lang might have a drive. They're going to go bar to bar. Look at a little bit of dualies action. Oh,
Scrubs it,
Lang
does an oppo. Goes to the inside.
Oh, loses traction and is not going to hang on to the spot. So Klein goes back by. That was a sweet looking oppo whip though.
Yeah, and a pretty decent save too from sliding out. Really didn't lose that much time at all. Gebhardt right there. Hubbard throwing down over the single. Phil Bull as well. Devin Ryan is a train basically back to 10th.
That's this frantic early moto action. These guys finally have a fresh racetrack after just beating down the one previously. 35 minutes on it, and it was getting really rough, so suddenly back onto a completely fresh racetrack. These guys are just throwing caution to the wind, trying to separate themselves early.
I was surprised by Dickerson's 159 or Gebhardt's 159.8 that lap, but Dickerson with 4 seconds out front in the lead throws down at 157.8 as his lap time.
Wow, getting down into qualifying times already. Only 6 minutes into this moto is Klein and Lang both making small mistakes, so Dickerson's closing down. Or I should say Gebhardt closing down. Let's see if Gebhardt uses a different line in the split. He is going to go outside versus Lang's inside. Can he get the quad on exit is the real question, though. That is the difference maker down here. Lang makes a bobble. Gebhardt goes for it. Oh, but a little short, and he goes down. Down goes your points leader, Gebhardt. Devin Ryan goes through. Jacob Hubbard also by. There goes Phil Bull on the 22, and Gebhardt just gets going as Trent Adams sneaks by as well.
Yeah, he's been scaring me with that all race since the very start of the first moto. He kind of pushes it when he doesn't have it and just hopes that he can case it and ride it out. And I've been waiting for it to bite him, and it didn't for 35 minutes earlier and 7 minutes so far now, and it finally got him. And after that first, man, this 8th place right now he's holding down isn't very impressive.
Just was able to squeak back by Trent Adams, but yeah, the big storyline is all these guys in the first moto that lost points to him are suddenly on the other side of the flip here as Klein goes down in the mechanics area, so Lang goes through. That's a tough spot to go down a long straightaway like that. He's trying to get turned around just as Phil Bull is going to go by. So he holds off Gebhardt to say the least, but everybody else besides him went through. It's going to start being a little bit of a war of attrition as this track develops, and it'll catch a few guys out here and there. But just like Gebhardt did in Moto 1, Dickerson has assumed the race lead early on, a couple nice passes to do so, and he is going to try his best to check out and leave it all behind. Whelan hanging tight at a 3.4 second gap. And you have to go back to Lang, another 4 seconds behind him. Devin Ryan in the mix. Jacob Hubbard up here as well. And then this crazy battle between Bull, Gebhardt, and Klein. Klein might actually have a move down here on Gebhardt. He's going to go to the inside. Let's see how nice he does this line. Not very nice at all. And Gebhardt might have a move on Bull at the end of the straightaway here. He's going to quad over top. Lands it smooth that time, but does not get the pass. Works out so evenly there with the split. Oh, Gebhardt getting down the inside of Phil Bull. And holds that line smooth to make the pass. Klein still lurking behind him. Up ahead, Devin Ryan and Jacob Hubbard also together.
Yeah, Gebhardt with a little bobble. Phil Bull right behind him. Sean Klein trying to make his way back up there too after a bad last lap with Gebhardt as well.
Oh,
Ooh,
Gebhardt a
Phil
mistake,
Bull.
and Bull lands on his rear tire and goes down.
Dickerson's only got 1.3 seconds out front as they cross the finish line now. 1.7 behind Bryce Whelan. Bryce Whelan drops a 1:59.4. Gains 2 seconds on the leader, Dickerson, that last lap. Tyler Lang's down over the finish line. Devin Ryan's going to move up in the third. We talked about his second moto charges, how he gets good starts and can hold it there. Solid third place in front of Jacob Hubbard.
That is not what Tyler Lang wants to see after Gebhardt ran away with the first moto victory. Lang was in a pretty good spot there early on to gain some points back towards the championship. But now Gebhardt ahead of him again. He has got to go back to work and try to claw some points away. All these guys pretty well grouped together. Mistake from Hubbard. Let's see if Gebhardt gets the drive, pulls alongside, and makes that move. None of these guys quite able to stretch out the quad, but it's interesting to see how early on in this race the different lines in the split are developing. It seemed like early in the last moto, everybody was going the line that Gebhardt's got here where they quad out.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit more risky. It's definitely faster, I think, because you kind of skim across those rollers and then jump all the way out. You're already in the corner, but the left side, maybe it's a little bit slower in the corners, but you have to double, triple over in the rollers as Gebhardt makes the pass on Devin Ryan in the sand. It's a little tight battle here.
Yeah, these guys are all just in an absolute freight train still out front. Little mistake from Devin Ryan, but a nice save. Hubbard's still right there. Just in case something happens, he'll pounce on the opportunity, as will Tyler Lang. Just nothing in it between these four. Oh, Hubbard with a scrub that almost didn't come back. Oh, and Gebhardt's down. Gebhardt lays it down in the corner before the finish line jump. Several riders will go through. Oh my goodness, Lang just saved a huge one before the finish line.
Yeah, Lang's going to hold on to fifth. Luckily, Hubbard, man, another great ride up here. 12th place, he kind of fell back to last moto, but still holding strong in fourth. Now third as Devin Ryan makes a mistake as well.
So Lang back ahead of Gebhardt and going after Ryan. We also got Hubbard still holding down third. Remember, Hubbard dropped all the way back to 12th in the first moto, so obviously likes the track when it's fresh.
Yeah, Whelan as well. Sorry, Whelan as well. Wow, just still hit the quad coming in the split lane. Whelan is in P2, 8 seconds back, and he finished 16th place last moto.
So a lot of really interesting overall results being kind of formed right here. At the moment, Dickerson's got it locked down with the 3-1. But so much can change as Devin Ryan and Tyler Lang check each other, and then Hubbard goes down.
Hubbard down all the way back to 7th, had a 12-3. Devin Ryan, 9-3. Tyler Lang, 5-4. Gebhardt at a 1-5 right now. So yeah, for sure the 3-1 from Dickerson will definitely win the overall. He's 8 seconds out front.
Gebhardt just made a nice move on Klein to get back into that 5th position. Now he's going after Lang, going really long on the double. So Walter Gebhardt fired up here to start moving forward as we are just about to reach the halfway point of this moto. All these guys so close together.
Yeah, Gebhardt still looking inside. Devin Ryan still throwing down, looking kind of comfy, even though he's made some mistakes. But man, this battle, there's less than 3 seconds between 3rd and 6th place right now.
Ryan, Lang, Gebhardt, and Klein all basically in the air at the same time over the finish line jump. Gebhardt trying to have a peek around the outside on Lang. Does he cut back underneath? He's going to try. Oh, does he get that move? Lang's going to try to power down around the outside of him, but Gebhardt's shutting the door very aggressively. Lang trying to put the power down, and Gebhardt goes off the track. Lang moves back by, and Gebhardt still is off the track. So just as quickly as he makes a couple of moves, he gives it right back and has it all to do once again.
Yeah, I think Lang actually might have touched Gebhardt's rear wheel there. Kind of saw it kick to the side, got kind of lucky, but man, that shifted Gebhardt back to 6th again, and still looking pretty good for podium overall maybe, but man, not what you want to do when you have 3rd place right there in your grasp. As Devin Ryan's going over the bars in the section, and Tyler Lang is going to move up into 3rd.
Gebhardt hops over him. Hubbard might just get there as well, and he will. So Devin Ryan goes from this battle out, and suddenly it's a little 3-rider train instead.
And
but Lang goes down. Tyler Lang, MV Films, lays it down once again, loses a couple positions, but crucially gets up still ahead of Hubbard, so lost less positions than Ryan in the whole mix-up. Now it's up to Klein to try to hold off Gebhardt again, but Gebhardt just blowing right by him, scrubs past him. Beautiful move for the 13. So Klein has to follow in behind and try to set up another challenge. As they're trying to lap Tyler Sylvia on the 197. He very nicely moves aside. Klein has to...
Yeah, Klein a little bit screwed, maybe messed him up a little bit mentally, loses a little bit of time, but still not too far off Gebhardt. Just got to kind of keep it moving and get back up on his rear wheel.
So just past the halfway point of this moto, let's go ahead and do a very fast top 10 rundown, and this one's brought to you by Ride365.com, title sponsor of the series. Check them out for all of your gear and apparel needs. It is Isaiah Dickerson, MV Films number 25, leading here and on his way to perhaps a WW Ranch overall victory. Bryce Whelan grabbed the whole shot, has slipped back to 2nd, but has stayed there very solidly this entire race thus far after a 16th in race 1. Looking to do a lot better here in race 2. He is on that BPC machine rocking the number 49. Points leader Walter Gebhardt has clawed his way up to 3rd. Number 13 Prestige Worldwide rider. Not losing any points on the day right now, but would like to get one more spot to actually claim the overall here if he can. Sean Klein runs 4th on the number 10 Evergood machine. Needs to go get Gebhardt to kind of salvage some points on the day if he can. Jacob Hubbard still runs P5 on the 42 Britopia ride. Remember, he dropped back to 12th in that first moto after a very strong run up front in the first one, so he's going to try to hang on here. Devin Ryan is 6th for Active Co on the number 15. He is just up ahead of Tyler Lang on the number 18 MV Films machine. They just put Tyler Sylvia a lap down. Here's P8, Dylan Copeland on the Tagger Designs number 44. 9th is Jake Warden, maybe? Oh, that's not going to be a good tracker entry right there. So Warden stays 9th for Wildside Designs on the number 59, and Phil Bull was about to pass him for 9th, but he is still 10th for Team Volcom on the number 22. Trent Adams trying to go around him if he can. See if he gets this pass done in the next corner. Phil Bull hangs tight. No, Adams, nice move. Frank Jackson for Morocco runs in 12th. Seth Garrett on the 808 is in 13th. Colby Eaglin buried down in 14th. He's going to keep trying to charge forward. 15th for James Schuler. 16th is Brett Powers. 14-16 scores for the old Dodenham X-Master. If he can stay right there, he's holding off Roy Mitchell on the 270. 18th for Kevin Gonzalez, who was 4th in that first race. Not what he was hoping for right now. Austin Baird 19th. And 20th, once again, is Craig Leak. Top 20 rundown brought to you by Ride365.com.
Man, Roy was top 10 last moto and struggling right now in 18th, trying to just kind of hold this thing together. Roy Mitchell.
Yeah, it seems like those spots that Whelan and Hubbard are occupying inside of the top 10, they're outside of the top 10 in the first race. They instead have Gonzalez and Mitchell doing the same duty that they did in the first moto, this time in the second moto, where they are trying to charge forward. Eagland also back there as well.
Yeah, exactly. A 418 or trying to pass for 17th, going kind of back and forth with 19th is not what you want after a nice 4th place in the first moto.
Something just happened to Walter Gebhardt again. He's dropped back to 5th. So he's now behind Hubbard and Klein, and again has to go back to the drawing board with 10 minutes and 2 laps left to go. But he just went down again. Tucked the front wheel on the exit of this sweeper. Lang will go by, and that is the only spot he will lose. But again, this isn't going to help his championship scenario.
Yeah, 100%. Man, watching him get up right now and try to push back towards Lang, it looks like he's just riding over his head. And with that many mistakes, I feel like he just needs to calm down and kind of get some consistent laps in and see where that brings him back. You still have 10 minutes lap, and you know you're one of the fastest people out there.
Yeah, it must be said, with a lot of these guys in the class, they have been known to have a short fuse in the past. Gebhardt is no stranger to that situation where a couple crashes good together and the frustration level boils over. He's been really good about it this year, but it just takes one moto to ruin a lot of hard work. We'll see if he's able to rebound after these couple of crashes. Laying up ahead, just trying to hold tight. Oh, wow, what a pass. Whoa, Dale Mullins dropping by. Just donated $25. Thanks, Dale. I appreciate that, buddy. He says that here's to retirement. Says cheers for all the streams over the years. Wow, so sounds like Dale Mullins just dropped by the stream and announced his retirement. Shame to see the Australian legend go, number 873.
Rest in peace, Dale.
But, wow. Shame to see. No longer will we confuse him with Jesse, though. People used to always ask if Dale was Jesse's brother. Now we will no longer have any Mullins out there.
Sad day.
Gap coming down between Whelan and Klein. Klein has got this thing down to 8.3, 2034 to a 2056 last time by. We'll take a check on the lap times this time through.
Wheeling some bobbles too, just not looking really comfortable with the rough tracks, so I wouldn't be surprised to see the 8-second gap as Klein makes some more to kind of close up a little bit towards the end.
204 flat to a 206.8, so Whelan is losing a little bit of ground despite that mistake from Klein. Notice how choppy it's getting at the end of the mechanic straight again, and really I haven't seen many guys really venture out from that deep inside rut yet. Klein just made a huge mistake in it, so maybe next time through he'll think differently. Hubbard, Lang, and Gebhardt still. Gebhardt back onto Lang once more. These two have gone back and forth a lot this moto. And obviously they're 1 and 2 in the championship, only 4 points apart. Gebhardt peeking down the inside. Let's see if he can make that move, but Lang gets to drive around the outside, and we'll hold that position for now.
Yeah, wanna watch that outside line kind of coming into the 450 motos. Not too many people using it as far as I know, but it was really fast as Gebhardt absolutely destroys that section. Still isn't able to get any time on Lang. Man, Gebhardt can rip. When that kid wants to go, he just goes.
Might be boiling up a late race charge here because he's got 2 guys in front of him that would be crucial in his championship hunt to get around Lang second in the championship, so he'll gain points on him again if he can pass him. And then Hubbard up in 4th. That's just 2 more points sitting on the table if he can get by both of them, but he gets together with Lang, and they're both down. They're both off the bike. A little bit of incidental contact there. It's going to cost them some time. Lang gets up and will double back by him, but the battle continues.
Devin Ryan's going to come up as he's throwing down right behind him, trying to come up and be a spoiler. Jacob Hubbard's got some clean air now, can kind of breathe and relax up there in 4th. But man, some crazy battles as Gebhardt comes across the inside and cleans out Lang.
Wow, that was quite the move right there. Lang making a small mistake, but definitely Gebhardt taking advantage of it. Big shout out, by the way, Dustin61090, dropping the 200 bits in chat. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. All of your guys' donations go into my beer fund, basically. We all know how that works out by the season's end. Oh,
Are you going to start getting Thursdays off?
No, unfortunately not. I'll tell you what is going to happen, though, is Sean Klein is going to close this gap down even more on Bryce Whelan. This battle for second is brewing up a little bit.
I thought you were going to say I was going to come down there, but Gebhardt in 5th, as I'm kind of watching this for championship points, makes a mistake kind of coming into the big quad. Devin Ryan's going to close up on him. He just looks like he's kind of lost all control, freaking out.
Haywood, you're always welcome to come down here, buddy. We got a guest room.
I know, but I like this track.
Oh,
I was
Whelan.
going fast.
Whelan almost got together with a lapped rider right there. Couldn't quite get the number.
Yes, Klein's only 2 seconds now, under 2 seconds behind him. Lapper down in the second rut. Gonna avoid that. Klein's closing in, wants this 2-2. Still would not have the overall, right? He would be...
Whelan goes down. Whelan goes down and Klein goes into second. No, he would not have the overall as we run 3-1 for Dickerson. Still beats the 2-2 of Klein. But crucially, Klein is now gaining points in the championship towards Gebhardt. Remember, he entered 15 points down entering the day. Klein's 2-2 would leave him second overall. Gebhardt's 1-5 as we run. Should still be good enough for third.
Yeah, you'll have 44 points for Klein, 45 points for Dickerson.
41, Gebhardt.
Yeah. So he would lose 3 points. That would bring down... Oh, no, that's not Lang. Lang's way back, huh?
Yeah, Lang is going to probably lose second in the championship today.
Yeah, as Devin Ryan's off the track, Lang remains in 7th after only scoring 16 points the first moto. Man, that's going to be rough.
Yeah, Klein, as they run at the very least, will bring this down to just a 12-point gap up to Gebhardt. And Dickerson, who entered the night 50 points down in the championship, will have this thing down to 46, which doesn't sound like a lot, but chipping away, and still with, after this one, 7 rounds to go. Never know when these championships come down to crunch time who's going to step up to the plate. Gebhardt, though, lurking like a shark in the water trying to get to Hubbard, but just made another big mistake.
Ooh, Gebhardt getting sketchy. He's got a big gap back to Devin Ryan in 6th, but I'm kind of watching to see if he's going to lose any more points. He's just pushing so hard and can't hold it on. Bryce Whelan goes down in the corner in P3. Jacob Hubbard might be able to get up there and pass him.
This is actually going to be huge for Gebhardt because Whelan was almost far enough gone that it wouldn't really matter, but now obviously right basically in front of him. So if Gebhardt can get up to 3rd, he would tie Dickerson on the day for points. and claim second overall, which means that he'd keep Sean Klein at bay.
Yeah, he would gain 1 point on Klein, right?
Yeah.
Tying that with 45 to 44, so
this is going to be a crucial moment of the race right here. If Gebhardt can make a couple of passes, it really kind of swings the championship tide back in his favor, leaving Florida. He is flying around these outsides, and Hubbard is going to go down as he high sides, and Gebhardt goes into fourth.
Ooh,
he goes down himself.
As well. See if Hubbard can get back up there. Kind of in a bad spot for the 250s.
Yeah, I don't think Hubbard's going to quite get there, but oh man, Gebhardt's track rancher was almost punishable right there.
Gonna make it work. Hubbard definitely pulling over for him.
Yeah, that was interesting right there.
Different teams, but definitely boys. Let's see if he has another big one. I'm wondering if Hubbard will wait up or just kind of let him drown. As Devin Ryan's closing in along with Tyler Lang.
Yeah, Devin Ryan's still lurking back here. Right on the money about Devin Ryan and better in these second motos again.
Yeah, we're working on it. I'm training him.
Lang still back here. As mentioned, pretty likely he loses second place in the championship standings today. After finishing 5th in the first moto, he was lost 5 points there to Klein in that one.
Oh, Klein over the bars in second. Wheeling down in third. Gebhardt's going to go up into third if he can stay on 2 wheels, both going down at the same time. Klein over the bars on the big table. Wheeling over the bars on the double. Wow, that's going to move Gebhardt up into third. Klein's not that far. This overall's not out of touch.
I was going to say, he is only a couple, maybe 5-6 seconds now behind Klein, and that would completely shift the overall if he was able to get by him. And it would go in Gebhardt's favor. Wheelan and Hubbard still lurking back there in case he has another crash in him.
Klein down in second over the second to last turn. Bryce Wheelan, oh no, shit, that was third. Gebhardt's moved up into second and now has the overall.
So there you go, change for the overall. Klein, Wheelan, Hubbard going at it for third now, and just hoping at this point that there's another mistake in the bag for Walter Gebhardt.
Yeah, Gebhardt's been pushing it. Klein and Wheelan and Hubbard are so close. They've been fairly consistent. But Gebhardt, man, Gebhardt just has that raw speed. He likes to push it so late.
Making a couple mistakes, though, and the track, as rough as it is, isn't really going to allow for that much free play in it. Anthony Pichon dropping by the 5 biddies in chat before he makes his 450 debut here in a couple minutes. So good to see him still keeping it light and loose and donating. As always, really appreciate it, dude. Oh my goodness, Gebhardt just swapped all the way.
Ooh, hard landing. Jumping into that rut, that's not easy.
Not out of the water yet. Lap and a half left to go.
Look at the gap between third, mostly third, but 4, 5, 6.
Oh, did Klein just went
7.
down? No, he stayed up. But yeah, oh my goodness, it is really tight right here. And Wheelan's still lurking behind Lang, not too far. Devin Ryan has an earful of the number 18 machine, though.
33 minutes into the race, Tyler Lang less than a second behind Devin Ryan, who's a second behind Jacob Hubbard. These guys are pushing, trying to get Sean Klein back for third, and Gebhardt's just trying to hold on for second place. But still hauling ass. Goes off track a little bit.
By the way, white flag out front. Haven't talked about him nearly all moto, but Isaiah Dickerson has pretty much got this thing in the bag, and he is just hoping, beyond hope really, that he is going to be able to win this overall. But he needs a mistake out of Gebhardt, and really he needs a big one. There's 10 seconds between Gebhardt and Hubbard now, who sits in third.
Yeah, well, we actually had a crash from Klein. Klein goes off the track, and then Hubbard and Devin Ryan got into it, and that slowed that up. Tyler Lang goes by in the 5th, so that gave a big gap from third to second. Now there's over 12 seconds.
Shout out to an anonymous cheerer in chat. That's literally his name. Dropping by, giving us 19 bits. And all of his bits are anon bits, so I guess he literally is just kind of like a lurker.
Spooky.
But I appreciate it. Too spooky indeed.
Man, I'm still just keeping an eye on Gebhardt. 11.6 seconds to Hubbard, but Gebhardt's just, the way he rides is insane. He looks like he's going to throw it away any second. He's like AC before he got consistent, you know?
How about it for Isaiah Dickerson, though? Good turnaround moto this time.
Goes down. Oh, Gebhardt goes down, sorry, in second.
Yeah,
I thought you were watching him.
Gebhardt's gone down. I don't think it's going to be enough to change anything, though. He's just getting going. We'll go back to that battle in just a second. A couple of seconds now between Gebhardt and Hubbard. Down by the mechanics area one last time. Isaiah Dickerson has done everything he can do to win the overall today. He's going to go 3-1 on the day, but it may be just a bit short as he crosses the line to win the second moto in Florida. Gebhardt just trying to hang on beyond Hubbard, who is putting in a phenomenal second moto. He did not fade this time, that's for sure.
Killing it. Sean Klein, some mistakes. Gebhardt, see how much he pushes it here. Still launching pretty sketchy with your suspension, trusting that, and still going to the inside. Trying to, bails out the last second, and he is most likely going to hold on to second place and win the overall here at WW Motocross.
Yep, there it is. Gebhardt with a second place finish will go 1-2 on the day to win the Florida National. Unofficially, of course, with cuts still to come, but Hubbard crosses the line third. Klein was fourth, and Lang all the way up to fifth. Just beating out Bryce Whelan, who comes across sixth. Devin Ryan, who was in this group for forever, has fallen off the trail quite late here, so a lot of mistakes there for the 15 must have cost him. As he tiptoes to the line, he is going to get P7 here. Eighth should be Phil Bull, and then a battle for ninth is on right now. Jake Warden trying to finish up inside of the top 10 overall with an 11.9 if he can hold on to ninth here. Oh, Eagland out of shape, but launches the wall. Gets alongside, but crosses over, and then, goes down. I don't believe that was front end lock there, but that was a weird one.
No, it looked like he kind of wheelied and put his wheel down sideways. That was kind of tricky through there, but man, he was definitely going for it. I respect the hustle, and eagling down again, but he's still going to hold on to 10th.
Yep, 11th is Trent Adams, and he's the last guy on the lead lap, so he's just kind of tiptoeing around. Big shout out to Austin Irwin, 52, dropping the 100 biddies in chat. Love it, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And so glad that you're here joining us tonight for round 5 of the Ride365.com Nationals from WW Ranch. We've just wrapped up the 250 motos. We're going to wait on cuts.
Trent Adams just swapped so hard through the end of that section.
He
while
did.
You were saying that.
His brains are just mush now after that swap.
Oh, huge cuts.
Cross the line 11th. Who?
Third to fifth, Hubbard.
Wow, Hubbard drops all the way to 5th after a great ending to his moto. By the way, behind Adams was Copeland, Gonzalez, Seth Garrett. Wait, Gonzalez and Garrett must have changed positions? Oh, no, never mind. James Schuler was 15th, 16th for Power, 17th Hutcherson, 18th was Luke Sullivan, 19th for Frank Jackson, and 20th for Austin Bear. That is everybody that scored points here in Moto number 2 at WW Ranch. And we're going to go ahead and head to a quick commercial break. Be back on the other side of this one for some 450 action. You're watching the 5th round of the Ride365.com Nationals live here on Start Your Systems TV. We'll see you guys in a second.